Hey, welcome back to my little web series. This is going to be episode 9. I'm trying to be a little quiet because everyone in my house is asleep. For my outfit, I'm doing like teen slasher, like nerd who's secretly hooking up with everybody. When I say everybody, I mean like everybody. Anyway, for today's episode, hello? Is anybody out here? Hello? Is anybody there? I'm just gonna finish recording. Okay, whatever. Angel's gonna try something new. You guys will never believe what happened. I got murdered. This is some bullshit. Look, they got me around my neck, and then, of course, you know, my head. They stuck a knife through my head. Face card's kind of eating, though. Hold on.
Now work like a job application. Now work like a job application. Now work like a job application. Now
Right now, I only have like 5 subscribers on YouTube, so whenever people find this in the future, go ahead and use that to make an edit, not anything else or everything else, whatever you want. But I'm saying like that was perfect edit material. Whenever they're like, oh my god, what did he look like 2 years ago before his stuff blew up? This is what I look like. Will forever and have been eating. You know what I mean? Also, look at my eyes. Ooh. It was so incredibly hard to get the contacts in. They were awful, and my eyes were burning for a good minute. Guess I don't really need these anymore because, you know, I can't see because I'm dead. Also, after I was killed, aka when I had the contacts in, it was impossible to find these glasses. I looked everywhere because they're in this little sheer like black bag. I think that's sheer. I can't see anything, by the way. I hope this looks good. I hope the camera is pointing at me because I'm really not sure. Yeah, they were inside these little bag and they were on the floor and I could not find them to save my life, and my bed sheet is black, so I really couldn't find anything. Oh, you see how it shakes? Go ahead, ask me how my head is. Go ahead. Why would you ask that? What a rude ass asinine question. You know that it hurts. You know, ow, you know that I'm in pain. Why would you ask that for a joke? You're a horrible person. You know that? Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted by being murdered, I was going to say the topic of today is scary stories. Woo, scary stories. This is basically like those writing exercises that you used to do when you were in ninth grade, when you were like 10 or 11. I was going to say 9, but 9's a little too young. Where you write like a short paragraph or something just to warm up for class, but instead they're all going to be horror themed. Woo, spooky. I'm going to do one that's one sentence, one that is a paragraph or like 4 sentences, and then one that's a full page. I might do a longer one because I feel like a page isn't that long. Maybe it's because I went to college and I know how easy it is to write a whole page, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel. Also, notice this little blood stain around my neck? It's where I got my throat. Also, I love this pen. It's from NASA. It's from when I went to NASA. My time at NASA. And it's like all spacey and it has this cool little zigzag in it. I don't know how to make the camera focus and I can't see, so I hope it's focused. And then that click is just so... I just want to let y'all know how like versatile and how adaptive I am. This little piece right here did not fit around my thick neck, so I had to grab my chain, clip it around, and then now both of them together, doubled back, are able to both fit on me. Also, the chain kind of eats, so... Okay, so we are going to start by looking up a random topic generator. I don't remember how to record on my computer, so I'm just going to screenshot what comes up.
Oh, shit.
This one that I'm using is like questions. It's asking stupid stuff. Oh, here we go. Wait. Oh. Okay, for the first round, one sentence. This is going to be the topics. I'm not even kidding. I didn't make this up. First topic. Do you like horror movies? Why or why not? Typewriters. What is the best job interview you've ever had? Where's the most beautiful place you've been? Are you a very organized person? Soccer. Can you think of any technology that has only made the world worse? Ooh, how about a piece of technology that has only made the world better? What are the best and worst things about the marketplace? Where you get your apps? What is your least favorite food? How often do you check your phone? Okay, all of these are kind of, they have a little bit of spook to them, except like soccer. I'm just going to use these topics instead of like generating over and over. Oh my god, my eyes are starting to hurt a little bit. Hold on, can you see? Because I can't, so. I am going to start with horror movies at the very beginning. So 1 sentence, and then we will see what comes up. Creative process, creative thinking, trying to think about, you know, what I want to write. This is going to be like one of those 1 sentence horror prompts, like a 1 sentence horror prompt. It's a good name. I kind of like Jackson because I've been watching Grey's Anatomy a little bit. Oh, I got it. Everybody shut up. Also, I'm writing when I can't see. So I'm like writing and then rereading it. And also I'm a lefty too, so I feel like that adds a little bit, it makes it a little bit more impressive.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, this is the one I came up with, and then now that I'm reading it, I'm like, it's so unoriginal and it's so bad. Okay. Jackson hesitated to start his weekly horror movie without his mother until he realized she would be the star of the film. Well, actually, okay, here is why it's not an original idea in that, you know, there have been movies where people are sucked into horror movies, but mine, instead, to switch it up, his mother would star as the killer in the movie. So maybe like a Jason Voorhees-esque style where he's, you know, his mom is like acting as the victim in the movie and he's trying to keep her safe, and then like he finds out that she is the killer in the movie. That would actually kind of eat. That would be a good twist, because I know there's always like time travel, mom's young, mom's old, blah blah, this and this, but I feel like it would just be very like cut and clean. It's like he is trying to protect her and she is actually the killer. Okay, that was actually a lot quicker than I thought it would be. Let's try the 4 sentence one. I feel like typewriters, everybody always does like typewriter comes to life, or when I think of typewriters, I think of the movie Misery too. Maybe this is just like a fun, like us talking about movies or me talking to you about movies. Yeah, I think of Misery and then I think of like everything you type comes to life. Ooh, like that's a classic typewriter-esque horror movie. Job interviews. I feel like for me, the horror movies that are the best are the ones that have people who don't really like have an option. Like you, it's not someone who made a bad decision, but it's someone who is put in a situation where it's like, damn, you just have to survive. You just have to go. You know what I mean? Like you can make the best decisions the whole time. You could still die. Like that's the ones that I'm like, damn. And I feel like job interview, you could always leave a job interview. And in horror movies, whenever the job interview is like crazy, I would just leave. So I don't really feel like that oomph from it. It's the most beautiful place you've been. I do like a Coraline like esque alternate reality where things seem better. I was thinking of one I'm going to tell you because I'm not going to use it, but I was thinking one where it's basically just a ripoff of Coraline, now that I think about it. But the only difference would be that every single time she visits, the place looks brighter, like brighter, more technicolored. And then eventually on her last visit, she goes blind. But that's basically that's not like super the same, but it still has to do with like eyes and vision and seeing and beauty. And, you know, beauty is so subjective. That also reminds me of The Substance. I know that movie's coming out, or maybe it's out, I'm not sure. I'm just not getting that creative oomph. I mean, look at me, like this should be enough inspiration. Like I think mine tells a story minus the chain. You know, it's like nerd who was sleeping with everyone. I think that's a very important part. Everyone, I'm talking about everybody, who ends up getting killed, and then you know, this is what his body looks like after. Maybe he comes back to life and he's hot. Because I'm feeling a little bit hotter for some reason, even though I'm still wearing glasses. Okay, that's not valid. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's do soccer. I feel like soccer is interesting. Oh, okay, I'm thinking of one that's fun. The only problem is I don't know much about soccer lingo, so I don't want to sound like an idiot that it'll like pull you out. Ooh, okay, I got one. And this one, I think this one could go both ways. It could be either done like as a spoof or as like a really personal and good story. I think it's a fun concept. Donna and Stephanie were stretching their legs before the big game. Before Donna could deliver the game-winning kick, a flash occurred, and suddenly her foot was gone, replaced with a bloody stump. Upon further investigation, the stump had teeth imprints and jagged serrations. Who or what could have done this. So I'm thinking of a Killer Clowns from Outer Space scenario, but instead it's like underground creatures that can disguise themselves as different like athletic equipment. One of them being like a soccer ball. So it's just like ball with like big mouth coming out of the side, and like it chomped off her foot basically. I think that would be really cool, and that they like burrow and stuff, and of course they can roll. I think maybe it's just like half her getting physical therapy and trying to relearn how to walk, and then the other half of these things like terrorizing a town. I kind of like alien invasion movies. What is the one that has, is it Usher in it? And it's one of my favorite ones. It's the ones where they can't have water. I love that movie. It's like, oh, it's the supplement. No, it's the Faculty. I think that's what it's called, The Faculty. Let me double check. By the way, still can't see. Yes. The Faculty. If you have not seen The Faculty, go watch it. So just some of my horror recommendations right now. I'm going to say The Faculty, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Misery. What other ones have I talked about? I have to confide something in you as well. I have never seen Midsummer. I know. I just haven't seen it. Also, I saw Hereditary and I didn't really like it. I need to rewatch it. But when I saw it, I remember just being like, meh. I just couldn't get into it. It just didn't do it for me. From what I saw, I need to, like I said, I didn't give it too much of a chance. For me, the scariest horror movie is Sinister. That shit scared me, especially as someone with younger siblings. It was really freaking me out. Let's see. Okay, so that's another one. So we're gonna do one more, and this one's gonna be a whole page. So let's go back to our topics. Also, has anyone seen that other movie? It's the one with the girl from Euphoria who plays a little sister, and she's like stuck and missing or something. I haven't seen it, and I want to know if it's good. Just if it's good, no spoilers. Wasn't there a horror movie with like girls playing volleyball that's like British or something? And I heard that one was fun. How about a piece of technology that has made the world better? I like tech movies, but I feel like I would need like an hour to think of a good tech one, because it has been done to death so many times that it's hard to come up with new material. So I think of like iRobot, every episode of Black Mirror. Can you imagine like trying to compete with that and think of an idea? I feel like tech horror has just been done like so much. Alita Battle Angel, that wasn't technically a horror, but it scared me for some reason when I first saw it. Love the actress. I think it's the same girl from Dora. What is the best and worst things about the marketplace where you get your apps? Like appetizers? I like a restaurant. I like restaurants. I just like restaurants. That's the whole thing. What's your least favorite food? Least favorite food. I'm just answering the topics now. I don't like olives. I think they're gross. Actually, I'm gonna be completely transparent. I've never really given olives a chance. It's like my Midsummer, but I don't like it. Actually, I learned this recently about myself. Really, really earnestly do not like coffee. I don't. I don't like the bitter taste of it. I'm just not a fan of the taste of coffee. And I feel like people love coffee. They love coffee. And I have nothing against it. I just don't like it. Like if I lived in a world where coffee didn't exist, I think I would be okay. Isn't that horrible? And like I like iced coffee, but I think I like iced coffee because it's the least like regular coffee. It's like the least coffee taste you could get. Like I'll eat a slice of tiramisu and I'll be like, oh my god, this is so good. You know what would make it better? Not having coffee taste in it. I'm just not a big fan of the taste or the scent. I know some people love it. Just not for me. Me dropping from like 4 subscribers to 0 after dropping this hot take. What movie scene choked you up the most? I'm just answering these topics. They like keep leading me to different conversations. What movie scene choked me up the worst? I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that's happening. The one that I remember making me cry the most was Gone Girl. Spoilers. I'm just gonna put, anytime I mention a movie, be ready for it to be spoiled. Gone Girl, when she's like, he can't, nope, not Gone Girl. Can't remember what it's called. It has Dakota Fanning in it, I think. I'm not sure. And it has the kid from Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin. And she's like, he can't see without his glasses. Killed me. Actually, no. One of my favorite movies of all times, the Selena movie. I literally cannot get through the second half without shedding a tear. And it is quite literally one of my favorite movies, and it makes me go ballistic every single time it ends. Like, that movie is so good, and it makes me tear up. I was thinking about this the other day, too. My top 4 movies would be, in no particular order, Selena, the movie, Ratatouille, Shawshank Redemption, and Crazy Rich Asians. I love Crazy Rich Asians. I love that movie so much. Ratatouille, such a classic, so good. Love Remy, he gets it. I'm like, Remy, same. Remy is very like, everybody get the hell out of the way and let me do what I need to do. And I'm kind of the same way in some certain aspects or some veins. Shawshank Redemption, just such a good story that like keeps you hooked the whole time. And then Selena movie, I already talked about it. Love it. She's such an icon. She works so hard and like, it's just such a important movie. Those are just like my top 4 movies right now for how I feel right now. You know, I love a lot of movies. Drop your favorite movie in the comments. Comment what your favorite movie is. Oh, one of them is rice. One of the categories is rice. What is the silliest fear you have? Maybe something that's not usually scary, then it becomes scary. Well, you know, like it made like balloons scary. Like people were already afraid of clowns a little bit, but it really solidified like clowns, balloons, blah, 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 like everything associated. This is just turning into like a podcast where I'm just talking. I always think of like Bird Box, a sense being stripped from you or having to live in a world where you can't express yourself, like not being able to make noise. Quiet Place. I still haven't seen A Quiet Place or the second one, but I've seen the newest one. Yeah, I've seen the newest one and that one was really good. And it's like before everything takes place, so it's like I can watch that without knowing what happens in the first and the second. I love a slasher. I love Scream. Everybody loves Scream. I've only seen the first one, and then I saw the one with Jenna Ortega. Maybe something more fun, like A Death Becomes Her. I feel like that's more in my style. I think I could do like deep horror, but I would just need to already have the idea for it. You know, I think a fun idea would be maybe something in like an Addams Family-esque movie, but instead of Addams Family, it would be like one of these questions: if you open a restaurant, what kind of food would you serve? It would be like a restaurant, but it's all the different people who work there are like monsters. That would be fun. You know what? I'm changing this one. This one is now just gonna be called Episode 9 Movies. Because as much as I like writing scary stories, it's so fun just to talk about movies. These next episodes coming up are all going to be things that are pretty hard for me to do. It's just fun to talk about movies and it's just easy. It'll just feel nice. And like I already got this get up on. I painted for like 6 hours this last episode. So I think this would be a good way to even it out. Can you see me rolling my eyes? Can you tell? We're gonna go with the restaurant prompt. Yeah, because I keep thinking of like something fun, like a Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, Hotel Transylvania, but less like cringy. Ooh, I think Nightshade would be a cool name for a restaurant. I'm like, I don't want to write this, but that's literally how writing is for people who don't like writing, you know? Ooh, take of the year. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna give you the prompt because I wrote a little bit down. I'm counting this because I'm doing like a fully fledged out idea. Basically, it's a restaurant called the Nightshade, and they have monsters who work there. Maybe a teen, not a teen, because teens are so overplayed. A young adult who's like not really doing anything decides to get a job there, and then he slowly sees himself turn into a creature. His creature would probably be like a werewolf or something. So there's like one lady who she has like her hair wrapped up and she's like a Medusa-like creature that turns people into stone. You know, one guy who's like a vampire, but he's not like fast or anything. He's just kind of like tired all the time, and he's like anemic basically. A girl who's an amputee who's like Frankenstein. A twist at the end would be that they're actually just regular people who everybody thinks is monsters, and then they are chased out of town, and then the guy who starts working there, he like saves them by being like, you know, they're not monsters, here's proof, and he finds proof, and that they're just like earnest, hardworking people. This is happening like near sundown. Right when everybody leaves, the guy transforms into like a werewolf, and then he finds out they actually were monsters. And then he has to like work with them, and then they move to a new town and they have new people who join them. And maybe in a sequel they would be like a chain, and then like a Blade-esque figure comes to like stop them. I don't know. I think it's fun. I think it would be a fun idea. That's all I really have today. Key takeaways. Writing is kind of fun. I think also whenever you determine what you do with your time, don't spend it doing things you don't like. Because I liked the first 2 sentiments, but it started to drag on a little bit and it was hard. It actually reminds me of this one fact that I learned, that if you do not like the way something tastes, you actually absorb less nutrients from it. Also, movies that I mentioned to watch, if you go back and you remember any of the movies I said, watch any of them. They're all bomb movies. I loved Crazy Rich Asians. It may not have been like Oscar-winning blah blah movie, but it's such a good movie just to sit down on the couch and eat like a tub of ice cream and watch and relax. It's such a good relax movie. I would put it on in the background while I'm doing stuff. Love that movie. I love horror movies. All my friends that I have over here do not like horror movies, and I do not understand why. And I was actually talking to a friend about this recently, that to me, horror movies are like spice. You are missing on a whole category of spicy things, but sometimes people just don't like spicy things. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't let this discourage you from any of my other videos, because they are not all like this. Usually I'm doing something much more involved, but this was more of just like a fun sit and talk. I don't know if you had fun listening to me, but I had a lot of fun talking. I'm rambling, but my point is, thank you so much for watching. Please like, follow, subscribe, comment your favorite movie. I'll read them and I'll probably try to watch all of them whenever this comes out. That's it, and I'll see y'all for the next episode. All right, bye. Happy Halloween. Ooh. I hate. I hate putting in contacts. They're so awful. I got these 2 white ones, look. Okay, first one. Damn it. Ugh. My eyes are gonna turn all red. Damn it! Ugh, look, my eyes. It's starting to get bad. Okay, migraine. Oh my god, look how sweaty I am. Oh, that tear. Oh, my eye. I gotta do the other one now. Ow! Ow! Doesn't even hurt. Okay, second eye. I'm just not used to contacts. Especially these thick ass Halloween ones. Ugh. Just so emotional. Okay. Damn, get off my finger. Damn. Okay. I got it. Happy Halloween, babies. Ow, ow! Yeah, happy Halloween. Ow. Okay, good. Storm. I don't know what Storm says. She doesn't just say her name. Storm. All right. Bye for real. Oh my God, my eyes.